All right, good. Let's get this literal party started. Welcome to the 2024 Nova Scotia Digital Inclusion Awards. First ever. Very exciting. All right, before we begin, let's acknowledge that Halifax is located in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and traditional lands of the Mi'kmaq people. We acknowledge the peace and friendship treaties signed in this territory and recognize that we are all treaty people. So, this is a night of celebration. Basically, this is a grown-up pep rally for digital inclusion. And just by being here tonight, you are all trailblazers, you're all leaders, and together, collectively, you trailblazing leaders have made Nova Scotia the leader in the country in digital inclusion. And that is actually gaining attention outside of Canada's borders as well. That's very, very exciting. And before we go on, I'll introduce myself. My name is Crystal Garrett, and I'll be your MC tonight. And I have been in journalism for about 25 years, broadcasting mostly on television, but I've also worked in radio and podcasting. And the thing that unites all journalists together is the love of a good story. So I was very excited to get to work with the organizers tonight to be able to be the MC, because in doing so, I got to read so many incredible success stories. So I get to share those with you tonight. And the fact that Nova Scotia is basically the country's leader in digital inclusion, that is not just a good news story, that's news. So it's so new that even myself, a lot of people don't know about it yet, and I didn't understand what digital inclusion was. So if there's anybody, probably everybody in this room could sit down and give me a 1-hour lecture on what digital inclusion means. But in case there's anybody here that doesn't know what it means, I'll just let you know that digital inclusion means getting everyone online. So the presenters of tonight's awards, GEO Nova Scotia, that stands for getting everyone online. So what that means is essentially giving people the internet connection they need, the devices they need, maybe a phone, Chromebook, laptop, and then of course the skills they need to be able to use those tools to get online and improve their lives. And in some cases, you'll hear tonight, people's lives have been completely transformed. And in some cases, it's actually life-saving work. So that's really exciting. And what makes this success story even more exciting is that it started off so organically. It really did begin in the pandemic with a few kind people just sort of scratching together some resources to get people online during a time when we felt disconnected. And that act of kindness and resourcefulness snowballed. And it's become a province-wide movement because of the collective efforts of the people in this room. So let's just give a round of applause for you all being here and doing what you've done so far. It's a big deal. I mean, that alone is worth hiring a band and a caterer and renting a room. Like, that's a big deal. And so what's going to happen tonight over the next hour, we're going to recognize some organizations and individuals who have shown leadership in this realm. They've already made a difference. They're early adopters. And so by recognizing these people, the hope is that will inspire more of the same. So what's going to happen is we're going to give away some awards. We're going to give away 2 really great door prizes if you stick around till the end of the night. And we are going to recognize some people who are here tonight. First of all, the Honourable Cynthia Carroll, Associate Deputy Minister with the Department of Community Services. The Honourable Jill Balser, Minister of Labour, Skills and Immigration, and the Minister responsible for Status of Women. Honourable Colton LeBlanc, Minister of Cybersecurity and Digital Solutions, and also the Minister of Service Nova Scotia and Acadian Affairs and Francophonie. And the Honourable Kim Masland, Minister of Public Works. And now we're going to call up the man who literally was one of those people who got the ball rolling, one of those resourceful, kind people that got everything going during the pandemic in early days. The Executive Director of GEO Nova Scotia, Mr. Matt Spurway.
Hey, everybody. So we pulled some chairs in here because this is about 75 or 80 minutes. And you're welcome to stand, but you're invited to sit. I need to thank, first of all, the people that made this possible. And you can't do this kind of thing without money. So our sponsors tonight, the Department of Cybersecurity and Digital Solutions, Labor Skills and Immigration. Minister McGuire sends his regrets. The Department of Community Services is a big supporter of us in this tonight. And IMP Solutions, who's one of our major suppliers, also helped support the conference today and tonight. And some other partners are contributing as well to door prizes and other pieces. And I really, really want to thank you all very much. The organizers for today and tonight also need to be recognized. Ashley and Jillian, we make a great team. It's been a whirlwind, and I'm really, really grateful to you as well. GEO Nova Scotia is blessed to have an incredible board of directors and the best staff team that anybody could ask for. And I really want to thank each and every one of you for being a part of GEO Nova Scotia and a part of where we are today. And a lot of work you put in to make today happen as well. Thank you very much. GEO's government partners, our supplier partners, our community partners, and thousands of program participants all contribute to the digital inclusion that comes out of the efforts of GEO Nova Scotia. GEO Nova Scotia isn't the staff. The staff is a waypoint, a connector of hundreds and hundreds of people, resources, organizations, businesses that make digital inclusion happen. For now, I believe our count is approaching 10,000 people directly impacted by the work of GEO Nova Scotia in the last 2 years. And of course, thank all of you for being here tonight. Although the music is so good and the food is so good, you should be thanking me. Except I didn't pick the music and I didn't pick the food, so you can thank Jillian. I also want to say there was more than one birthday celebrated. Today it's Elisa's birthday, but yesterday was Carrie Patterson's birthday. Dr. Carrie Patterson, our learning and evaluation lead. Carrie's the heart of GEO Nova Scotia. We wouldn't be here without you, Carrie. And I don't think they're here tonight, but I have to give a shout out to Cam, one of our facilitators, and Riley, who on a total surprise, I think maybe with 3 days' notice, got married on Monday, which is just awesome. So congratulations to Cam and Riley. Earlier today was GEO Forum 2024, the first digital inclusion conference in Nova Scotia. We had 6 panel discussions, 2 departmental spotlights, 4 training sessions. It was our very first conference. This is our very first awards. And we're really, really pleased with how it went. And we hope that this is something we can build on in future years. Who knows? Maybe next year will be Digital Inclusion Week. Maybe the government wants to, designate a day or a week for digital inclusion. We'll be here. Where did we even come from? As Crystal mentioned, GEO, getting everyone online, started as a little community project in Dartmouth North in April 2020. Within weeks of the first lockdown, myself and a few community partners I belong to a nonprofit. Believe it or not, they got a local donation, this lovely family who insists on remaining anonymous, and they gave the Public Good Society of Dartmouth $10,000 to do what they thought was best in the community, no strings attached. And at that point, there was still $3,000 left. So I went to our board and I said, there's $3,000. There's a place that will sell us internet. There's a friend who refurbishes computers, a nonprofit. And we have this network of partners, Schools Plus, Add Some Court, all around the community who were working with and trying to support individuals who they suddenly couldn't reach and couldn't reach them because they didn't have internet, they didn't have devices, and you weren't even allowed to go to the library or stand outside the Tim Hortons in those early days, completely isolated. So we got to work. And I spent the summer tooling around in my minivan, dropping off computers and trying to buy webcams, because remember, all of a sudden everyone needed a webcam. Who needed that before? And that's where we started. The next year, we got some one-off grants from the province. It was the Department of Education, Labor and Advanced Education, as it was called back then, and DCS. And they gave us enough money to start regional pilots. So we started in 4 different regions of the province and basically scaled up what I was doing off the side of my desk. And that year, in the first year, we connected 40 households with internet and 50 computers were distributed. In the second year, it was 300 internet connections and 600 devices. And at this point, this is where Eastlink came in. Eastlink is here tonight. They've been a major contributor and partner in this. IMP Solutions is here tonight. They started supplying us with Chromebooks, very high quality, very low prices, waived their storage fees, waived their distribution fees. You've never seen businesses bend over backwards to try to make something work, not for the profit, but because they recognized the contribution that we're making was critical and what it was doing was transforming lives. So again, we can't emphasize enough that this isn't GEO, and it's not even just the government, and it's not even the community organizations. It's also the businesses and also the people involved that make this happen. After those regional pilots, we made our pitch to the new government. It was January 2022, and I was on a Zoom call, well, Teams, and there was 5 ministers in the room. It was incredible, and they were so interested in what we were doing. And shout out to Minister Carla McFarland at the time with DCS. She stepped up and said this work needs to continue. It needs to grow. People need to be connected. Now GEO Nova Scotia has a staff of 15 people. We support a network of over 100 service agencies across the province. And since 2022, we've connected almost 2,000 homes. 2,000 homes have high-speed home internet right now at no cost to themselves that they wouldn't otherwise have. Over 4,000 devices have been distributed. New Chromebooks, laptops, iPads, now mobile phones. We've got 500 mobile connections, and we're adding probably 100 every month now. And these are all, again, to people and families who cannot otherwise afford them. And we're approaching 10,000 Nova Scotians directly impacted. And I can't express how grateful and how proud I am, not of what we've done, but to be in a place where this could even happen. You know, it's only possible because of these deep partnerships across sectors doing something that none of us could do alone. We have a government that sees the incredible return of investment on digital inclusion, resources, information, and priorities that they bring to the work. We've got a business sector brimming with Nova Scotia companies. We're going to hear from one of them tonight, that they're open to new ways of doing business for the greater good. They bring their expertise and their capacity. And of course, we have this incredible community sector that Nova Scotia is very familiar with, that takes the time to build relationships and local knowledge and is willing to share them with partners. Each one of those sectors has something that nobody else has, something precious, something valuable, and if they don't contribute it, the stool doesn't stand. There are 3 legs to digital inclusion, and there's 3 sectors involved, and it makes it work. Together, we're transforming lives, and behind each of those numbers is a story of how digital inclusion is changing lives, and those stories are being written right now and every single day. And while we usually focus on the transformational impact on individuals and families, our success also changes things for the better for those sectors as well. Community organizations are doing more work, they're doing better work. Government is reaching more people more effectively, and businesses are benefiting as well from people being connected. Another great thing we've experienced about the private sector is once they're invited into these partnership opportunities to bring digital inclusion to all Nova Scotians, they do what they do best. They innovate. And now, I am thrilled to introduce someone to tell us more about that firsthand. Our next speaker is an entrepreneur in Mahone Bay. As the owner of DataGuide Technologies, she's been working with GEO for about 2 years. And she's here tonight to tell you how working on digital inclusion solutions with us is transforming her business and leading to opportunities far beyond Nova Scotia. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now my pleasure to introduce you to Teri-Lynn Dempsey. There you are.
Thank you, Matt. I want to talk about a vital and dynamic force driving development and inclusivity in rural Nova Scotia: collaboration. In our unique communities where resources may be limited, but creativity and resilience abound, collaboration among entrepreneurs and community can spark innovation and create lasting economic growth. When entrepreneurs and communities come together, they can share resources, knowledge, and networks. They can innovate new products and new service offerings. Some of you attended the last segment of the forum earlier today, where we dove into the history behind the MiFi device that I have in my hands. When Matt called me to describe the technology that they needed, I knew that it didn't exist in Canada, but I said, let me see what I can do. I made one phone call to a colleague and a friend of mine, and later that afternoon, we were discussing it over pizza at Pete's Boutique. I asked if he knew any companies that we could engage with to deliver this solution, or if he knew any developers that could assist in pulling this off. We couldn't pay them, of course. As it turned out, his brother was a software engineer. Lucky us. We FaceTimed him right there in the middle of that food court, and we pitched the idea, and he was immediately in. A few weeks later, we had a demo of our management software and content filtering platform. Next, we needed an actual device and an internet connection to connect it to. This box, the first in Canada, developed in rural Nova Scotia by Nova Scotians, has 5G capabilities, broadcasts a Wi-Fi signal over the cellular network. It has 16 antennas in its connection, and its capabilities are much stronger than a cell phone that may only have one or two. It has a battery life of 16 hours and a fast USB-C charging. Working with US manufacturers Franklin Wireless and local telecommunications company Eastlink, with great input from GEO Nova Scotia, in 9 months, my new business partners and I developed a market-ready product that provides pocket-sized, go-anywhere, safe and secure access to the internet. It's collaboration for innovation at its finest. Thank you. With our proprietary fleet management software, administrators can configure and maintain these devices in one platform. Our custom content filter blocks inappropriate web content and mobile applications based on various categories. The devices are fully customizable, and we are thrilled to introduce them to you tonight. It's a new and effective tool for us to help connect and protect students, people with addictions or mental health conditions, people who don't live in a home that can be serviced with broadband internet, or people who don't have a home at all. Of course, we store all of our data in Canada and are compliant with the regulatory bodies. It seems everywhere that we turn, someone wants their hands on all or part of this solution. Through our new friends at Franklin Wireless, we started negotiations with 2 school boards in the USA for 450 licenses, which means recurring revenue monthly. Because Franklin announced a partnership with us for this part of the solution, we do anticipate higher volumes with that. We've had requests for demos for public transit, farmers markets, provincial parks, surveillance to provide Wi-Fi to Wi-Fi to surveillance cameras. And we've had a telco company in the Caribbean that operates in 124 countries want to sell the entire solution to their hospitality suite. Hilton, Sandals, Wyatt, that's 18,000 rooms, and likely other areas of their business. It's so interesting to see this being valuable broken apart into individual solutions or as a whole service. The next stream is to have GPS capability or even satellite connectivity to use in humanitarian disasters or maybe travel. It's opportunities like this that allow us to continue to innovate and help those in need. Exporting digital services presents a unique advantage for Nova Scotia. It minimizes reliance on physical resources, reduces the costs, and fosters sustainable growth in a global marketplace. There's limited need for packaging or shipping, making this approach not only cost-effective, but more sustainable. The ability to work remotely opens doors to a diverse talent pool, allowing Nova Scotia businesses to collaborate with other experts locally, contributing to our economy. I'm excited to report to you that the market for this technology is building outside of Nova Scotia, working with other local and rural suppliers, Stone Court Studios out of the Middle Lave River in Lunenburg County for branding and marketing, Maritime Design based out of Stellarton for developing an ordering platform, and New Brooklyn Media, based out of New Glasgow, for video production. We're gearing up to export outside of Nova Scotia with the help from Invest Nova Scotia export development grants. By fostering an environment of collaboration across sectors, we can help people thrive, encouraging innovation that meets local needs. In turn, the work is creating jobs, retaining youth, and revitalizing our communities, providing digital inclusivity that we all deserve. Of course, the collaboration isn't just about individual entrepreneurs. It also involves partnerships from local governments, educational institutions, and community organizations. When we all work together, we can create a supportive framework for any initiative. By connecting our diverse talents, sharing resources, and building strong partnerships, we're creating a vibrant, resilient economies that reflect the unique character of our communities. Let's keep harnessing the power of collaboration to not only grow the economy, but to foster a brighter future for all of Nova Scotia. Thank you.
Thank you, Teri-Lynn. I have to say, what I love about this story is that it highlights kind of the very real and impactful side effects of collective impact. So once cross-sector partners actually build relationships of trust and respect, they bring other ideas, they bring other challenges to the table. And when that starts to circulate, amazing things happen. And as much as we love to see the success in our private sector, Teri-Lynn's story wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the initial investment by the government in digital inclusion work and in the community sector. And by putting those resources in place, this is the sort of spin-off effect that happens. It's economic development, not just for the individuals, families, and communities that are being connected, but we're building our IT sector and industry right here in Nova Scotia by doing what we're doing. All three sectors doing what they do best and doing it together. If you know me, you know I can't get enough of it. Now for our featured guest speaker this evening, which, by the way, is kind of one of those good news, bad news stories. The bad news is that our previously scheduled speaker, Minister Brendan Maguire from Department of Community Services, is not well and unable to participate. We know how much he was looking forward to this, and we do wish him a speedy recovery. The good news is we've got like this whole room full of ministers, so we can just kind of do one of this and we'll have someone come up. But that's not what happened. I think it was an arm wrestling contest in the other room. Totally. And it's my pleasure to introduce the winner. First elected as MLA for Digby Annapolis in 2021, our next speaker is the Minister of Labour, Skills and Immigration, the Honourable Jill Balser. Please join me in welcoming her to the stage.
Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you, Matt. I'm not sure if arm wrestle competition would have been the thing that I would have won, but knowing that Minister Maslin and Minister LeBlanc is here, I would say it would be a running race that I would have won. So we have a little run crew, and that's what keeps us motivated and supporting each other and challenging each other when needed. So I'd like to think that I'm the fastest in the group. And Crystal, I think you were absolutely right that this is a pep rally for adults, and I cannot get over the energy and the vibrancy and the love in this room because, Matt, I also just want to say thank you, and I am so incredibly proud of you to be one of those individuals in the early days of GEO and being a part of hearing the success story and seeing the energy and vibrancy from you to say, this is what's happening. We're going to connect every Nova Scotian and we're going to make sure that supports are available to them. And that's when it was still in its infancy. And so for me to be able to stand here as a minister who is part of that work, but as your friend, I'm just really proud of you. And I feel like tonight is a bit of a blending of personal relationships because I have to acknowledge Carrie Patterson too, who has been so influential in how I show up in my work as minister, as an MLA, because community development, and as it's been said, Teri-Lynn, collaboration and cooperation and partnerships is how we solve complex problems and how we work together and get real awesome work done. Because now with my ministerial colleagues, any opportunity that I get to be able to champion community work, that's what I stand for, and that's what I know our government is supporting because true collaboration is at the heart of what we do, and it's in community. So thank you. And so thank you to the entire GEO team, and thank you for having me. So yes, Minister McGuire is unwell, but yes, you get me, and so I am so happy to stand here on stage and be with all of you. And what an incredible day. And now to come together to celebrate the accomplishments of tonight's awards recipients is the icing on the cake. And you should all be extremely proud of yourselves and your achievements. It is an honor to be here on behalf of the province of Nova Scotia and, of course, on behalf of the Minister McGuire, the Minister of Department of Community Services. It's a pleasure to be able to share a few words. Because it's partnerships like the one between GEO and the Government of Nova Scotia that are helping bridge the digital divide in our province, empowering people and working towards a future where everyone, regardless of their income, location, background, or lived experience, can thrive in an increasingly digital world. And as we all know, the digital landscape has become a crucial part of our daily lives. The COVID-19 pandemic made it abundantly clear that without access to internet and digital devices, many people are cut off from critical services, opportunities, and communication with one another. GEO Nova Scotia is helping to break down barriers to digital inclusion. You are a shining star as an organization, and the impact that you are making on the lives of Nova Scotians is truly remarkable and long-lasting. Your work is putting Nova Scotia on the map as a national leader in digital inclusion. And again, as you all know, since its inception, GEO has worked with many partners across the province to provide devices to individuals who couldn't otherwise afford them. Behind every device and internet connection is a person, a Nova Scotian who now has access to opportunities that were previously out of reach. This access means people can apply for jobs, attend online education programs, connect with health services, and stay in touch with their support networks, and so much more. The Employment Support Services Program is a great example. Before digital inclusion efforts, many Nova Scotians living in rural or remote communities face significant challenges in accessing resources and training that they needed. Transportation, childcare, and other barriers often prevent people from participating in programs that could help improve their lives. And so through the Digital Solutions Initiative launched last year, we've seen a remarkable shift. GEO provides participants with devices and internet access, allowing them to participate in programs from home, which has led to some of the highest participation and completion rates we've ever seen in employment support services programs. That's remarkable. Yes. So again, to be able to stand as a government partner in your success is very exciting and humbling. In regions, of course, like Amherst and Digby, because I have to give a shout out to Digby any chance that I get, but also for Queens and Argyll and North Sydney, people who struggled to consistently get to an in-person training are now finishing their programs. This is an extraordinary achievement, and it shows the impact digital inclusion can have on people and on communities when we remove barriers. For many, that would have taken months or even years, can now be done in a matter of weeks thanks to online access. We've also seen firsthand the incredible difference this initiative has made for people living in shelter villages and tiny homes. Through a partnership with New Dawn and Cape Breton, GEO is providing free devices and internet services to the residents living in these shelters. For people who have experienced homelessness or are living in temporary housing, this digital access helps them stay connected while they rebuild their lives. Our government recognizes that digital inclusion is a necessity. That's why we have invested in expanding telecommunications infrastructure, and that is why we support initiatives like GEO Nova Scotia. One of the most important aspects of GEO's work is its ability to reach vulnerable populations. So whether it's through cell phone distribution programs in partnership with the Transition House Association of Nova Scotia, providing vital communication tools to women in transition homes, or ensuring that African Nova Scotian and Indigenous communities have the digital tools they need, GEO is making a meaningful difference in the lives who need it the most. But we can't talk about GEO Nova Scotia without acknowledging and the successes of GEO Nova Scotia without acknowledging the work ahead. Because of course there is a lot of work ahead of us. But as it's been said, through partnerships, building trust, showing up for one another, that's how we can get the job done. So we know that Nova Scotians continue to face barriers to digital access. So we must ensure in our changing digital world that no one feels left behind. And I know with GEO and the amazing team, that's not going to happen. We're going to make sure that we see every Nova Scotian in a province that's thriving through connectivity, through access to digital information, to having those devices and ways to be able to support one another. Because again, community work is hard work, and we are all here because we believe in it. And I think that's, again, another reason why GEO is such a special organization. So I just want to say on behalf of the Department of Community Services, I want to express my deepest gratitude to the team at GEO and all of their partners and all of you for showing up here today. And I have to say, for all the folks who were online and joined the conference, and Matt, I have to say, I just had the best time this afternoon talking with you and talking about all the partnerships with government and LSI, and of course here to be able to highlight some of the things that community services, of course, is doing. But we couldn't do it without partnerships, because you make this work possible. So thank you to GEO for providing hope, love, and empathy, opportunity, and a pathway to build a future for so many Nova Scotians, a positive one for so many. So thank you again, everyone, for having me, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening and celebration.
Oh my gosh, this is a pep rally. And you're the leader. Love it. Oh my goodness, so much to celebrate. Okay, let's get to the awards. There are 5 awards to give out tonight. All of the honorable mentions and winners were handpicked by GEO Nova Scotia's team this year. Possibly there'll be a jury and nomination process for the future, but to get things rolling, they picked the standout organization. So these people were chosen for their leadership and their dedication to digital inclusion, and the idea is to sort of spotlight them and inspire us all as we move forward. So let's begin with the award for Digital Inclusion Business Champion of the Year. So this award honors a Nova Scotia business that has gone above and beyond to help ensure everyone in this province has what they need to get online. The best businesses in Nova Scotia not only drive our economy, they demonstrate how they care about the people they serve in the communities we call home. The businesses we're recognizing tonight have jumped at the opportunity to help people by doing what they do best in service of the greater good. So here are your honorable mentions for Digital Inclusion Business Champion of the Year Award. IMP Solutions is a division of the IMP Group Limited, which is a proud Canadian company employing more than 4,500 people worldwide. And the goal of the work they do is to support their clients in their digital transformation every step of the way. So IMP Solutions has been a supplier partner with GEO since its very first year, and they've helped distribute more than 3,500 new Chromebooks and headsets across Nova Scotia and counting. And this business goes above and beyond to work with GEO, offering things like special pricing and waiving fees for storage and delivery to ensure that as many people as possible can be online. So let's give a round of applause to IMP Solutions. Your next honorable mention for the award for Business Champion of the Year is DataGuide Technologies, which is a local and rural managed security service provider. They deliver IT services to small, medium, and large for-profit and non-profit companies. And in a nutshell, they're like superheroes, helping businesses avoid cybersecurity attacks and then helping them recover if they do get attacked. So GEO has been working with DataGuide Technologies as their IT supplier since early on, and the company works closely with other nonprofit organizations to educate them about nonprofit licenses and guide them through that process to ensure that they're getting, all of the savings that they deserve. So the company gets nonprofit organizations and goes above and beyond to help them save money while staying secure online. And we just heard from Teri-Lynn about how over the past year and a half, DataGuide Technologies and partners have developed that revolutionary technology to help GEO deploy pocket-sized, go-anywhere internet hotspots that for portable, safe, and secure internet access. And these devices will go into service in a matter of weeks. So that's super exciting. Let's just give them one more round of applause for that, because super cool. So, and I guess with that, we'll give one more round of applause for DataGuide Technologies. Well deserved. Now, finally, GEO Nova Scotia would like to recognize Eastlink. This community-minded company is dedicated to connecting the people to each other and the things that matter most. And Eastlink serves Canadians from coast to coast, providing home and mobile services. So the business first grabbed GEO's attention because they took a leap of faith to become the primary ISP supplier for GEO's regional pilots in 2021. And since then, they've helped GEO Nova Scotia connect nearly 2,000 households to high-speed internet and counting. And Eastlink worked closely with GEO Nova Scotia to help develop GEO Mobile, which launched this year and has already connected more than 500 people to mobile service. So Eastlink continues to offer invaluable support and special pricing to continue to ensure as many Nova Scotians are online as possible. And it's also worth mentioning that Eastlink provides free mobile services for YWCA Halifax to distribute to women in crisis through GEO. And that is definitely life-changing and possibly life-saving work. So that's critically important. So we're very proud to announce that Eastlink is the winner of the very first Digital Inclusion Business Champion of the Year award. And accepting the award on behalf of Eastlink is Dan McNeil.
Good evening, everyone. First, I want to say it's an honor to be here on behalf of Eastlink in celebration of the amazing work GEO Nova Scotia and its partners are doing. My colleague Charmaine Stevens couldn't make it this evening, but I want to acknowledge her and her team and all they've done at Eastlink to make our partnership work. We're truly humbled to be recognized in this way, but it is really the leadership of Matt and his team. That has brought people and groups together at all levels to transform an idea of change into reality. When Matt approached us several years ago to talk about what GEO Nova Scotia was up to and our possible role, we knew there was something uniquely special developing. This organization is perfect conduit to bridging the digital divide for low-income Nova Scotians who need only read the testimonials and hear from those impacted to understand how meaningful and important GEO is to so many. We are so proud to be partnered with them, and as they advance the work of removing barriers to improve access and opportunities by connecting and empowering communities and their people. It really does reflect the power of shared responsibility and the great things that can happen when the public sector, private business, and community come together. Thank you for this honor, but more importantly, thank you, GEO, for the work you do every day to change and improve lives.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's try to do it. I'm smiling.
Fantastic. All right, now for the Digital Inclusion Government Champion of the Year. Now, this award honors a government department or agency that has done exceptional work to promote digital inclusion in Nova Scotia. Our governments at all levels are made up of a wide variety of departments and agencies that exist to advance our collective priorities, and their work is essential, but often goes unrecognized. So tonight, we're not going to let that happen. We are going to give the honorable mentions for Digital Inclusion Champion of the Year government category. So first, the Nova Scotia Advisory Council on the Status of Women. Now, the Status of Women Office provides research and policy advice to the Advisory Council in pursuit of equality, fairness, and dignity for all women in Nova Scotia. This government agency grabbed GEO's attention because they were seeking ways to overcome challenges for women and children fleeing violence who did not have a mobile device, which is so critical in times of crisis. The Status of Women is contributing $100,000 per year over the next 4 years through the National Action Plan to End Gender-Based Violence to pilot a mobile program with GEO Nova Scotia and the Transition House Association of Nova Scotia. And they were instrumental in launching the THANS mobile program, which is distributing 300 smartphones with mobile plans each year to women fleeing violence through the Transition House Association of Nova Scotia members all across the province. So with that, let's give a hearty round of applause for the Nova Scotia Status of Women Office. Next honorable mention is the Nova Scotia Department of Labour, Skills and Immigration, which helps people prepare for job opportunities and build the skills they need to promote a safe work environment and help employers and employees know their rights and responsibilities. And the department also provides programs for newcomers to Canada. Now, every day, this department takes action to help people get online through access to devices through the Skills Development Program and access to free online training through the Skills Online, NS, and Micro-Credentials programs. The Labour, Skills and Immigration Office was one of the very first to support GEO Nova Scotia in its pilot year in 2021, and they continue to be a valued collaborator. In fact, they are a sponsor of today's conference. GEO Nova Scotia looks forward to building this valued relationship in the future. So let's give a round of applause for the Nova Scotia Department of Labour, Skills and Immigration. Next honorable mention is the Nova Scotia Department of Cybersecurity and Digital Solutions. And even the existence of this department is evidence of Nova Scotia's leadership and commitment to digital inclusion, because it was formed quite recently in 2021 to make public services and technology better for everyone. And since then, it has been leading the digital transformation of government services and delivery to give Nova Scotians access to high-quality, citizen-centered services. And they provide critical information, communication, cybersecurity, and technology services for government and our partner in healthcare delivery. So the department is the first of its kind in the nation, and like GEO, its priorities span across government and touch every department. And the people in this department use a human-centered approach that puts Nova Scotians at the center of everything they do, and they strive to keep things as simple as possible, testing their services with people who offer diverse perspectives, abilities, and needs so that no one gets left behind. So the Department of Cybersecurity and Digital Solutions is a presenting sponsor of today's conference, and GEO wants to recognize them for their commitment to continually evolve as the digital landscape evolves. So let's give a round of applause for the Nova Scotia Department of Cybersecurity and Digital Solutions. Next, GEO would like to honor the Nova Scotia Department of Community Services, which strives to help people live more independent and healthy lives. They provide a range of social services as they work together with organizations across the province to administer social programs, including employment support and skills training, income assistance, affordable housing, and youth and family supports. They are also responsible for child protection services, the foster care system, and disability support programs. This department has been the primary funder for GEO Nova Scotia since it was founded, which alone is quite a contribution to digital inclusion in Nova Scotia. They were also a key partner in developing and delivering the groundbreaking Digital Solutions Employment Readiness Program, along with Solutions Learning Centre, which you'll hear a little bit more about later. And here's an impressive number. The department's disability support program has also distributed 900 phones over the past 3 years to clients in communities living with disabilities. That's 900. That's a lot. And GEO is so grateful to this department for seeing the value in its work very early on, ensuring that everyone has what they need to be online, regardless of location, ability, or income. The Department of Community Services was also a contributing funder to GEO's pilot year in 2021, and they're a sponsor of the conference today. So because of their pioneering and unwavering commitment to digital inclusion, the Department of Community Services is the winner of the 2024 Government Champion of the Year Award. And accepting the award on behalf of the department is Bonnie St. Croix and Meredith Cowan.
Actually, it's Cynthia. Thank you for coming up here, Cynthia.
I am not Bonnie or Meredith. I'm Cynthia Carroll, and I'm very honored and humbled to be the ADM for Community Services. And I think Minister Balser kind of mentioned earlier, I don't think there's really much more I can say other than digital inclusion has been life-changing for individuals and families across the province. And I think tonight in this room, we are all winners. I think we are all partners and collaborators to make this possible. And actually, because this is a government award, and I know it's being awarded to community services this year, but I would like to actually ask all of the ministers to come forward who have all been participating, including Minister Balser, to help accept the award for community services tonight and get a picture.
Fantastic. We're moving right along. The next three awards are special because they honor people and organizations in the community sector who work with GEO Nova Scotia to directly serve and support individuals across the province. So this is pretty neat. Each organization that receives an honorable mention in these categories will also receive $2,500 worth of additional referrals to GEO Nova Scotia. I know, and the winner will receive $10,000 worth of referrals, which means more of their clients can get free devices and connectivity to pursue their goals. So that's very exciting. So the next award is the Digital Inclusion Community Champion of the Year. And this award honors a Nova Scotian nonprofit organization that's leading the way to ensure program participants have the access, skills, and confidence necessary to use the internet safely and effectively. The community sector plays a very special role in digital inclusion, while the government sector contributes resources and leadership, and the business sector contributes their expertise in products and services. The community sector contributes the love and understanding for the people and the communities who need help. So it's a privilege to recognize a few of these heart-centered organizations this evening. And our very first honorable mention for the Digital Inclusion Community Champion of the Year Award is the Ally Centre of Cape Breton. Now, Ally Centre is a, well, yeah, good cheer. Yeah, that's... Ally Centre is a nonprofit organization that aims to prevent the spread of bloodborne pathogens in the community. And the Ally Centre uses a community development and harm reduction approach in providing education support and advocacy in Sydney and within CBRM. Now, the Ally Centre has been a referral partner for GEO Nova Scotia since 2021. And special thanks goes out to their key person, Jillian Roach, who has helped them distribute 30 devices and 19 connections to people in and around Cape Breton Regional Municipality. So thank you, Jillian. And this technology helps clients attend appointments and programming, set reminders to take medication, and stay connected to health services and providers. And the Ally Centre is a support agency for the first pallet village in Cape Breton, and it's working with GEO Nova Scotia to distribute a choice of devices to shelter residents in the coming weeks while their staff receives training on how to best support residents with their digital skills. And the partners hope that this will set an example for other pallet villages and support more residents to find employment and hopefully permanent housing. So let's give a round of applause to the Ally Centre of Cape Breton. And that $2,500 is going to definitely make a difference in a lot of lives. The next honorable mention is Reachability Association, which is a registered charity dedicated to making Nova Scotia more accessible to people of all abilities. They work with individuals facing barriers to community involvement, employment, and education opportunities to help them overcome these barriers. And they work with employers and community partners to increase capacity and equity in our community. As a referral partner for GEO Nova Scotia, they have distributed 126 devices and 67 internet connections to people in and around Halifax Regional Municipality. Plus, they offer e-learning courses for employers about hiring and supporting people with disabilities in the workplace. This organization stood out to GEO by their infectious enthusiasm for helping others achieve their goals. In particular, GEO wants to acknowledge two people who have gone above and beyond to support clients with their digital inclusion needs, Chelsea Coffin and Crystal McCormick. And let's give another round of applause for the entire Reachability Association. Next honorable mention is the Cape Breton Community Housing Association. They offer a range of community-based services for persons with mental illness and or experiencing homelessness. And they provide a safe and supportive environment for people with mental illness during their recovery process. And their programs are designed to assist clients in developing the skills necessary to live independently as they transition back to community living. GEO Nova Scotia would like to recognize 2 superstar referral agents who have distributed 76 devices and 55 internet connections to people in and around Cape Breton County. So we want to thank Kyra Baker and Cara Bain. And a round of applause for the Cape Breton Community Housing Association. Next honorable mention, again getting $2,500 in GEO referrals, is the Yarmouth County Learning Network. And this organization primarily serves adults in need of literacy services by offering free upgrading programs that are tailored to the needs, goals, and learning styles of each individual student. And their unique programs teach reading, writing, and math skills to adults so that learners can achieve financial independence, good health, and greater involvement in community life. Now, this organization has distributed 129 devices and 57 internet connections to people in and around Yarmouth County. And that is thanks to a mighty team of referral agents led by Juanita Bruno. And GEO wants to recognize this organization because of the way they consistently rise to the occasion, helping a growing number of people in need, including newcomers to Canada. And here is a wonderful quote from a participant. Quote, Nova Scotians need to know about GEO so they can get online as it will change their lives. It has recently allowed me to pick up a second job because I was able to search and apply for the job online. Thank you for trying to get the province connected. And with that, let's give a round of applause to the Yarmouth County Learning Network. Now, GEO Nova Scotia would like to recognize the YWCA Halifax. And it's hard to believe that the YWCA was founded in 1874. That's 150 years ago. That's incredible. So YWCA Halifax is a multi-service gender justice organization that provides support to women, girls, two-spirit and gender diverse people in Nova Scotia. And from early learning and childcare to housing and homeless support to employment assistance, newcomer and settlement services to advocacy and a strong voice on issues affecting the people they serve. They also have a referral partner for GEO since April of 2020, which was very early days. The YWCA has distributed 96 devices and 41 internet connections to people in and around Halifax, primarily through their WISH program, which is Women in Supportive Housing, and SHIM, which is Supportive Housing for Young Mothers. And this often looks like participants using their devices and internet provided by GEO to complete necessary life skills tasks, such as accessing online banking. They can set up their CRA account and do their taxes. And this access is especially important for the participants at SHIM, where it may be that person's first time living on their own. So GEO Nova Scotia wants to give very special recognition to Krista Dunn, who's been the forefront of this beautiful partnership. But Krista and her colleagues have worked with GEO since the very first year to get women and children online, and their care and compassion for everyone they serve is infectious. So let's give a hearty round of applause to YWCA Halifax, this year's winner of the Digital Inclusion Community Champion of the Year Award. And accepting the award on behalf of YWCA Halifax is Sharnisha Cawley, and of course this organization is going to get $10,000 in GEO referral money to do good.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. On behalf of the YWCA, we greatly appreciate this honor. We have done a lot for our participants. We just recently just opened new housing for Mountain Hope Village. Probably heard of it through the news. We were able to provide 32 internet connection and laptops for our participants who moved into these units. So GEO, thank you so much for all the hard work you guys have been doing. Keep it up, and we will be looking forward for more support. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Congratulations again. All right, this next award this evening is the GEO Referral Agent of the Year. So to give context to the significance of this award, GEO Nova Scotia's programs have connected nearly 2,500 households to the internet and distributed more than 4,000 devices. And none of this life-changing work would be possible without GEO's network of more than 100 referral partner organizations and their hardworking teams who work alongside. Yes, that does deserve. So yes, these people are doing really incredible work. In many cases, they're working alongside some of Nova Scotia's most vulnerable residents, and they are transforming lives. So the GEO Nova Scotia Referral Agent of the Year Award honors the people who serve as the referral agents for the GEO Connects program, and there are more than 250 of them in the province, and they are all doing incredible work. But tonight we're going to recognize 5 individuals who stood out for the way that they exemplify the goals and values of GEO Nova Scotia by serving their program participants with care and compassion. So our first honorable mention this evening is Kristen Slaughter. Let's give a round of applause to Kristen. So Kristen stood out. She's a program manager and facilitator with Solutions Learning Centre, which provides free employment training to adults in need. So Solutions Learning Centre, or SLC, is the operating name for the Dartmouth Work Activity Society, and they empower people with the skills and confidence they need to succeed in the workforce. So Kristen grabbed GEO's attention because she has been the lead facilitator of the groundbreaking Digital Solutions Employment Readiness Program, which is smashing records for enrollment, completion, and outcomes. So Kristen has been a referral agent since November of 2022 and has referred 125 people from across the province for devices and 51 for internet connections. And GEO staff say that Kristen is wonderful to work with because she is a highly organized go-getter who's always speedy to respond, but it is her empathy, kindness, and thoughtfulness that really set her apart. So one more time, let's hear it for Kristen Slaughter. Next up, we'd like to honor Jenny Boone. Yay, Jenny. So Jenny's a community engagement coordinator with Pathways to Employment, which empowers people in Cape Breton with mental illness, substance use, and social challenges to live with more independence and inclusion in our community. Now, this might include supporting someone to find a job, build new relationships, or get involved in more activities in the community. Jenny has been a referral agent with GEO Nova Scotia since May of 2021, so very early days, and she has referred 86 people for devices and 43 for internet connections. Because of her efforts to get people online, program participants have been able to gain remote employment that they could not otherwise get due to transportation, physical, and mental health challenges. People have returned to school. Some have connected with mental health and other support groups online, sometimes from across the country. And some people have even been able to finally connect with family members in other parts of the world that they would never have had the opportunity of meeting or knowing at all. And GEO staff say Jenny is thorough and enthusiastic in ensuring that her participants' needs are met. And she is, quote, really sweet, compassionate, and deeply caring about the participants she works with. So let's give a round of applause to Jenny Boone. Our next honorable mention is Ruth Doucette. Ruth is a caseworker, a case coordinator with Juniper House, which was established nearly 4 decades ago to provide a safe refuge for women and their children who have experienced abuse. Juniper House maintains a 15-bed shelter and a 24-hour crisis line. They also provide counseling, outreach programs, and other supports to women in Yarmouth, Digby, and Shelburne counties. GEO Nova Scotia says Ruth is a shining example of the dedication and passion they see in all of their transition house partners that they work with across the province, and she has been a referral agent for a year, but she's already referred 26 people for devices and 11 for internet services. Now, GEO staff say that it's abundantly clear that Ruth's participants are her top priority, and her care for them shines through in every conversation. So let's give a round of applause to Ruth Bissett. Next, we'd like to honor Tahiri Paul. Now, Tahiri is the Economic Development Officer for Potlatch First Nation, a Mi'kmaq community in Richmond County on Cape Breton Island. And as of August 2023, the First Nation has approximately 837 band members living on and off reserve. Now, Tahiri captured the attention of GEO staff because she took the initiative to track them down so that she could establish Potlatch as a referral partner with people living in that community. So Tahiri has been a referral agent since last October, has referred 41 people for devices and 47 for internet connections. And in her own words, she says, "It brings me absolute joy when I am able to distribute devices and connectivity to our membership. In the first season, I focused on single parents, elders, and those who are unable to work due to illness." So GEO staff say that she is a kind and compassionate advocate for her participants, and she's always fast to reach out to find a solution. So let's give a huge round of applause to Tahiri Paul. And we'd like to honor Elise Leaf. Now, Elise is an intake and housing support worker with the South Shore Open Doors Association, or better known as SODA. Established in 2021, SODA is the living vision of the community's collaborative approach to addressing the rapidly increasing housing crisis and situations of energy poverty in Lunenburg and Queens County. Elise has proven that she goes above and beyond for her participants. In less than a year, she's referred 60 people for devices and 56 for connections. And the GEO staff say Elise's career journey and spirit reminds them of their own story of starting up in the face of a growing need in the community that called for a response. And GEO staff say that Elise has been working amongst the most enthusiastic. She is herself is among the most enthusiastic and appreciative partners that they've ever worked with so far. And her passion for helping support people who are living without adequate housing is an inspiration. So we are very pleased to announce that Elise is the winner of the 2024 GEO Referral Agent of the Year Award. And SODA will receive $10,000 in additional referrals to help connect people in their community. And we'd like to invite Elise to come up and speak and accept her award.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. It's an honor to be here tonight to accept the award and represent our organization, SODA, on behalf of our small team. I am here this evening with my coworker, Courtney Carmichael. And the GEO program, we have been connected for about a year now, and it's been a wonderful program to offer our clients. Even more recently, being able to connect our unsheltered clients to mobile devices so they are more accessible to their service providers, caseworkers, family, has been really wonderful and has been such a great experience. I'm unfortunately no longer with SODA as of last week, and I've moved on to a new role with mental health and addictions, but I'm excited that Courtney will be able to take over as the referral agent and continue the great work going on in Lunenburg and Queens County with support from GEO Nova Scotia.
Well, congratulations on your new role, Elise. Your new employer will be very lucky to have your enthusiasm. All right. Well, if you can believe it, it's time for our final award of the evening. Things have zipped right along, so let us get into that. The final award is the Digital Inclusion Program Partnership of the Year. And digital inclusion takes many different forms and requires significant skill, vision, and creativity to develop and deliver programs that meet the unique needs of Nova Scotians who need support. And in many cases, these programs rely on partnerships to be successful. So the Program Partnership of the Year Award celebrates innovative programs and partnerships that are finding new and better ways to ensure digital inclusion to everyone in Nova Scotia. So our first honorable mention is the Public Good Society of Dartmouth and their Equipping Students for Success program. The Public Good Society of Dartmouth was founded in 2006 with a mission to work with partner agencies serving Dartmouth and to share resources and knowledge to better understand and address complex social issues facing community members. So board members are hands-on, partnering with other organizations on a wide range of initiatives that focus on employment, housing, food security, and more. So in 2020, the Public Good became the host partner for the very first GEO project in Dartmouth North that Matt described earlier, and that eventually gave rise to GEO Nova Scotia. And one of the people who got connected through this inaugural partnership said that they felt like they won the lottery. And another shared the increased sense of dignity they felt after they received personal access to the internet, because they admitted that before the pandemic, they kind of felt like a second-class citizen when they had to go into the library or other public places to access the internet. And then when the pandemic hit, they said they didn't feel like a citizen at all. So the Public Good Society is aptly named because they do incredible amount of good. But the program that GEO Nova Scotia would like to spotlight tonight is the Equipping Students for Success program. And in 2024, with funding support from the Halifax Youth Foundation, the Public Good Society of Dartmouth partnered with GEO Nova Scotia on this program to distribute assistive technology to kids living with disabilities and families that could not otherwise afford it. Now, these students are often nonverbal and are learning to communicate at school with the use of technology like an iPad, plus specialized and effective but very expensive applications. And thanks to the Public Good Society of Dartmouth and their Equipping Students for Success program, 25 students received the new iPad with an OtterBox case and a license for whatever applications they needed. I find that very powerful. Let's give a round of applause to the Public Good Society of Dartmouth. Our next honorable mention is Solutions Learning Center's Digital Solutions Program. Now, this organization provides free employment training to adults in need. Solutions Learning Center is the operating name for Dartmouth Work Activity Society, which aims to supply each person they serve with the skills and confidence they need to succeed in the workforce and hopefully pave the way to lasting success. As a referral partner with GEO since November 2022, Solutions Learning Center has distributed 276 devices and 130 internet connections to people across the province. So we heard about Solutions Learning earlier, but the specific program that GEO would like to highlight here is their Digital Solutions program, which is led by Solutions Learning Center in partnership with the Department of Community Services Employment Support Services branch and GEO Nova Scotia to deliver this groundbreaking virtual employment readiness program that pairs with technology and connectivity required to participate. So altogether, this program delivers online job readiness support over a 10-week period, and it has dramatically increased their capacity to reach people living in rural and remote communities, as well as those who face barriers such as transportation or childcare. And the completion rates have never been so high. So altogether, more than 230 people have participated from across the province with an overall completion rate of 91%. That's fantastic. And according to one government partner, the program has achieved the highest recruitment and completion rates of any online employment support program in my 30-year history with the department. So let's give a round of applause to Solutions Learning Center. It's so fun to share all of these wonderful stories. Like, what a transformation this program is already making. So the next honorable mention is Shabukta Link's Chromebooks for Seniors program. Shabukta Links is a nonprofit organization that serves seniors 55 plus, and their purpose is to support seniors in aging well at home. And to do that, they offer 15 programs and services which are offered in person in HRM, live streamed on Zoom and on YouTube. And Shabukta Links does this so they can reach more seniors all over the province, and even outside the province for that matter. So thanks in part to a grant from the Department of Seniors and Long-Term Care, Shabukto Links created Chromebooks for Seniors, a program in partnership with GEO Nova Scotia to provide devices and internet connections to seniors who could not otherwise afford them, plus the training to get them online with confidence. As a referral partner with GEO since April 2023, Shabukto Links has distributed 74 devices and 52 internet connections to seniors in and around Halifax Regional Municipality. And here are a few quotes from seniors who've benefited from the Chromebooks for Seniors program. Receiving my Chromebook has been such a blessing. I was starting to feel completely out of touch and out of sync with the rest of the world. I don't have cable either, and being able to access entertainment as well as deal with my personal affairs online has improved our quality of life immensely. And one more person shared, living alone in the city with no visitors or family, with the services provided, I no longer feel alone. I'm able to connect with family in England, Texas, Florida, and Labrador, and Calgary. And I'm able to rest knowing that if there is an emergency, I'm able to connect with the proper authorities. I am forever grateful. So let's give a round of applause to Shabukto Links and the wonderful work they've done so far. What's really fun about mentioning all of the winners and honorable mentions tonight is that they really represent that GEO Nova Scotia is working with partners literally all across the province from many different communities and from different ages and stages of life. So, for example, this next honorable mention goes to Unity Charities program called The Source. And Unity Charity supports youth by helping them develop mental health and resiliency through the hip-hop art forms. Now, their programming impacts youth at numerous levels, including the school systems, community drop-ins, and virtual and artistic development programs. The Source is a virtual program that supports African Nova Scotian youth, especially in rural partners of the province, with digital access and virtual hip-hop programming directly to their homes. This weekly virtual program features local hip-hop artists providing foundational training in their art forms to African Nova Scotian youth in areas that may be difficult to reach in person. The Source gives youth the opportunity to collaborate together and develop social skills, all while fostering a sense of belonging. Plus, the program aims to open professional doors for aspiring young artists. So far, Unity Charity has distributed 49 devices and 32 connections with the GEO to families in Nova Scotia. So let's give a round of applause to Unity Charity. And now we'll recognize the Transition House Association of Nova Scotia for their mobile program. The Transition House Association of Nova Scotia, or THANS, is a nonprofit umbrella association of 12 violence against women organizations across the province. THANS member organizations provide a variety of services and supports to women and their families experiencing at-risk or of experiencing violence, including, but not limited to, emergency temporary shelter, access to basic necessities, counseling services, and court accompaniment. This organization came into focus for GEO Nova Scotia early last year when the Nova Scotia Status of Women Office began working with them on a solution for the lack of mobile devices, especially among people in crisis, such as the thousands of women and children experiencing violence. In partnership with THANS, GEO's first mobile program partnership began last December. And since then, THANS partners have distributed 278 devices and 266 connections to women across Nova Scotia. And because of this program, for example, a participant fleeing domestic violence was able to get a phone after not having one for more than a year, and that person can now reconnect with family and supports for her children and herself. And one participant shared with GEO that the stress they felt through the transition process was greatly reduced by having access to the phone and internet, and she was able to use those tools to apply for work, gain control over her finances, and more importantly, she was able to reconnect with her family and friends to rebuild those core relationships. So we are very pleased to announce that the Transition House Association of Nova Scotia is the winner of the 2024 Digital Inclusion Program Partnership of the Year Awards. And accepting the award on behalf of THANS is Anne St. Croix.
Thank you so much for this incredible honor, especially looking at all the other incredible programs that are partners with GEO. I'm really proud to accept this award on behalf of THANS and all of our member organizations. So as mentioned, we have 12 transition houses across the province. So really it's recognizing their work as frontline staff members. And recognizing our collaboration with GEO and the Nova Scotia Status of Women Office who made this possible. So as mentioned, through this partnership, we've been able to provide cell phones and data for women in crisis at no cost. And this initiative is really important because, as mentioned, this is a moment of vulnerability, and a cell phone can be a lifeline in these moments. It allows women to reclaim their agency and safety when it matters most. So this award is a testament to the power of collaboration and the incredible work being done in our community and by our frontline staff members. And again, we're really grateful for our partners at GEO Nova Scotia and the Status of Women Office, whose dedication to improving the lives of women aligns so closely with our own mission of eliminating violence in Nova Scotia. So together, we can continue to create innovative solutions to addressing the needs of victims and survivors in the province. And we really look forward to continuing this vital work together. So thank you again.
So big round of applause to all of our winners tonight and honorable mentions. So exciting. Great. Okay.
Just a reminder, we have the honorable mention certificate up here as well.
Okay.
So anybody
All right.
who's here can come get.
Yay! So fantastic. What a night. All right, everybody sit down. We have just a few things to do. We're going to give away some door prizes. We're going to acknowledge a couple people and just wrap up with our final words. So first of all, we wanted to just, I want to thank GEO Nova Scotia for all of this. I mean, it wouldn't be possible, and for bringing everybody together today with the conference and then with this wonderful celebration. Thank you to GEO Nova Scotia for this evening. We also want to mention Megan and Glenn from Bent Ridge, our wine supplier tonight, and wonderful, delicious wine. And Elise Aaron and Garrett Taylor are the music providers tonight, and they're going to play again for us in a minute. So, honorable mentions, you can come get your certificate when the evening is done, and in a second we're going to get to mix and mingle. But I wanted to announce the two winners of the door prize, and then I'll just say a couple words to end. So the winner of the door prize number 1, which is, I feel like the price is right. It's a Lenovo ThinkVision portable computer. 14-inch monitor value, $540, ultra slim, ultra light, and it's fantastic. And so that is won by one of our winners tonight, Kristen Slaughter, one of our honorable mentions. Yay! Look at that! It's awesome when they put the prize right in your hand. That's really great. So unfortunately, our next winner isn't going to get to have that experience, but that's okay. It's a great prize. The winner of this prize is going to get a luxurious one-night stay at the Sutton Place Hotel. All expenses paid. And that winner is Shernisha Colley. So, Shernisha, we will just make arrangements to get you that gift certificate to stay at the hotel when you like. No, it's tonight. You got to go right across. That's the catch. All right. So that concludes the very first ever Digital Inclusion Awards ceremony presented by GEO Nova Scotia. And this is just the beginning. So it's so exciting to see how far Nova Scotia has come in leading the way in digital inclusion for this country and regaining attention beyond our borders. And you being here, you are the standout people and organizations that are recognized here tonight are proof that change is possible when everybody brings their unique contribution to the potluck dinner, the delicious potluck dinner that is digital inclusion. So keep an eye out for the opportunity to participate in next year's awards, and continue to do the fine work that you're doing. And until then, we really just want to say thank you for coming out tonight, and stay connected. Thank you.